Nigerians are not. Then they can practice whatever they want. There's no dialogue because they will not stop. I've told you it may take 1,000 years. They will still do it. But if you let everybody go their way, maybe you have enough. They remain there and you have the sovereignty down south. Then you can do what you want. But if you remain and you think you can talk to your Jersey and people that don't care about anything, it will happen. It took hundreds of years before Turkey, Constantinople, Istanbul was converted completely today. And if you look at history will tell you that you cannot assuage these people. Who owns those banks? I did a lot of research, and I want our audience to go and find out the owner of Taj Bank and the other bank. Then the picture will start getting clear to you. You have the Jaiz Bank and you have the Taj Bank. It is an open source information. Go on the internet, the board of directors, you will see the shareholders. I don't want to mention them on national television. Go and do your research. And you're beginning to understand. You begin to understand what I said, that people have been sponsoring terrorism because they want to Islamize Nigeria. Now Tinubu has come, and it's a little bit very hard on them. That section, the kinetic approach is failing. So they are now trying to bring it through the constitution, or to legalize it. If we cannot go through the bush and kill as many people, and they are still resisting us, and this man has come and is fighting this is just killing all the fighters, then let us go to the house and bring it in through the back door. We just remove that clause, personal. And they will not know, they will not pay attention. They will just, and that is it. They will still do this thing. Go and find out the owners of those banks. They are the ones sponsoring these narratives. And I always say it on television, go after the sponsors. Those guys speaking in the house, they are just paid to do that. And with time, they're going to bribe the remaining ones, and they will pass it. If not this year, it may be 10 years time. If it's not 10 years time, it may be 50 years. They are going to Islamize this country. But I think the solution, what we should be discussing with people should try to understand we are not the same people. The North and South are not the same. The British understood. That's what we are doing indirect, and they deliberately merged us so that we can continue to fight like this, and they can continue to take our resources away.
Speaking about the British, there are several theories out there in terms of all of this Chatham House moves and why our leaders always go to the West before elections. Do you think that the influence of the British about this particular matter and more is significant? Has it waned? Is it still growing? What should be done about it?
No, what the British did is just like what the Belgians, the other, like the French, is the same method of giving you independence, but they know that you are not independent. Why do you go to Chatham House? Ekpa recently wanted to talk about Yoruba nation. I saw him in Britain trying to give them letter. Why do we do that? It's because they have very strong influence. Don't be deceived. British are very soft. They're not like the French people. They're not like the Russians. Okay? They're not like the Chinese. Very subtle, very clever. They are the one that is making this happen because it benefits them. Yeah. You can't be Nigerian president if you don't get the blessing of the British.
What is their benefit, though?
I mean, the British benefit?
Yeah.
It's economy. There's no other thing. It's just to be able to take your resources. Look at Sanfara. Look at all your gold and things that are mining every day. It's not going to the CBN coffers. It's going to individuals and the British and the Arabs also that are actually orchestrating some of this Islamic thing you are seeing. Jaiz Bank, this one bank. They are external. They are sponsoring these narratives, and they are benefiting by taking the resources away because they have some foolish Nigerians that they can use to help them to cut away your uranium, your gold, your silver, and so on. That's why all the time we never get leadership right. They are the one. And and I don't want to talk too much, including the United States. You cannot be president in Nigeria if they don't actually give you their blessing, including France now. France is very strong. They have very strong influence on us now. How it happened, I don't really know along the line, but the French seems to be competing.
So wait, how are we dealing with all of this? If France is strong, that they have their influence on us now, what about the US and China? You know, former President Buhari we had a lot of loans from China. So all those countries have influences here.
Yeah, but it's a new scramble for Nigeria. No, they are trying to re-strategize. But I tell people, I lecture. I'm a lecturer, and I said that, governance is not a rocket science. You need three indices. The first one, you need somebody with an intellect. Okay. The second one, you need.
Wow, man.
Okay, well, we lost your connection, Mr. Laomi there.
Yeah.
And
it hasn't been easy. All right.
You can get that back, but
they lost his connection. I don't know if they eventually got his connection back, but that is what we had. And I have struggled to actually. Wow, I have Akbarawa. I have my minister here. This is interesting. Wow. That's interesting. That's good. I was thinking of Master Sonny, please, if you can help me reignite the link in the what do you call it, in the Telegram, so that others can join me, because this conversation is a big one, honestly. And I've scribbled a lot of things down here. This is serious, and it's hurting me that this thing doesn't play, because my internet is very slow. So when I'm playing it, it's cracking. So I had to play it, from my phone while the video is just mumbling on the other side. Well, I think we were able to get something. Hope you guys can hear me. I think we're able to listen and hear him. So some of the things we need to just talk about is, you hear the journalist. I don't know, Mazison, are you there? Hello, my minister, are you there? Okay, I think maybe when he picks up, I will see him. So we had the journalist there, asking. No, I'm not rounding up. I'm just starting. I just started. I know I've spent almost 1 hour, but out of this 1 hour, I have struggled with the internet for more than half an hour. So I'm just basically starting to establish my points before I will put the link for people to come in and engage. Okay. The journalist, the lady, was asking him, what are the conversations we should be having out there that will enable us to know that even though we are a secular state, yet people are discussing about Sharia and other things? What are the conversations we should be having so that as a secular state, people will be able to mind their business? Those that are Christians will mind their Christianity. Those that are Muslims will mind their Islam. Those that are Omenala will mind their Omenala and all what have you. And then the man who has a lot of experience in the Nigeria game, because he has worked with Nigeria for a long time. He has been an instrument for Nigeria, both of destruction and of whatever. He told him that forget about conversation. No matter the conversation you have, there is a game plan, and they cannot stop, because the people that are benefiting, there are people benefiting, and they will not stop. They will stop at nothing. They will stop at nothing. And the other guy was talking about, he said, these are theories. The guy, he said, what are these theories about Britain and whatever theory? They are calling it theories. But these things are not theories. This is our reality, reality. Because this man that is talking here, he has been through the system. He understands very well that this is a project. This is a project. And they are carrying it out. There's nothing that you will do that will stop them. And he told them that the reason why the British people choose these people is because they know how relentless these Fulanis are. They don't stop. You see, these people are just evil because they have seen how it played out in Afghanistan. They don't care. For British authority, Afghanistan is very far from Britain. It won't get to them. But it is so pathetic for them to think or reason that way, except maybe they have a different idea of what they are doing. Because even though they are relating within themselves that Afghanistan is so far, it happened in Afghanistan, it happened in Turkey. Turkey cannot come close to them. But look at, you see what is happening inside Britain recently. How they are burning, how they are, actually injuring British citizens inside Britain. And except that they don't even care about the citizens of Britain, because the powers that be in Britain are actually working towards reducing the population. So even the population in Britain, if they are reduced, is okay for them. Do you understand? It's okay for them. So these things are not just, theories. These things are real. It's happening. Do you understand? And now he said that all these banks that they are talking about in this, their Sharia law, whatever. I think I have put up the link. The link is there, so anyone that wants to come in can easily come in and share their thoughts on this program. So the reason why I will be longer here will depend on how engaging we want to engage on this. But believe you me, whether or not we are in a hurry to restore Biafra, one day we are moving with the hurriness of a speed of light. Because with this, their project and this, their plans they are having, we are not going to wait. The bait that they have set with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, it will not catch us at all. Because if Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will be alive, believe you me, if Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will be alive, it depends on what we do. Forget about all these criminals that are saying you are not doing what you are doing in the interest of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. They are all idiots. They are all idiots. This thing has nothing to do with an individual. It has everything to do with our existence. It is an existential threat to the indigenous people of Biafra and the indigenous people of Oduduwa, the indigenous people of Arewa. Every indigenous people in that contraption, there is a threat on you. Okay, let me post the new link like mine. I think I'll be able to get the link. It's an indigenous threat. So it is not a joke or whatever. No. A heavy threat that we must be in a hurry to leave that contraption. Because if we don't leave, my brother, we will all be gone. All of us will be gone. So that is why, you see, there's nothing that anybody is doing to distract our prime minister that he's paying attention to. There's nothing anybody is doing to our prime minister that he is paying attention to. He is simply in a hurry to make sure that Biafra is restored. And whether they like it or not, the speed with which we are moving, if they like, now they have employed all the media warriors, though even those that are not in the IPOB Nigeria, all of them have been employed. There is only one person that is being attacked now. Simon Ekpa. And there's only one person that is attacking Nigeria and giving them water and stopping them from fulfilling their desired plans in Biafra land. There's only one person making sure it doesn't happen. Simon Ekpa. He's the only one that is making sure that those things doesn't happen. And he's the only one every other person is attacking. Believe you me. And whether or not he will succeed is a done deal. Believe you me, he must succeed. You know why? Because darkness can never defeat light. Nigeria is darkness and it can never defeat light. Believe me, Nigeria is darkness and that darkness can never defeat light. We are going to conquer every wickedness in Nigeria. We'll conquer it. Now, he continues to talk. He said, this man, the way he has converted completely, but I wonder why he still have Nigeria flag behind him in that room. He said, if Tinubu want to do anything, the best thing he will do now is to divide us. He said, why? Because he said, we are not the same people. The Yoruba man said it. He said, we are not the same people. So if there's any hope you will ever have to survive, if you are looking for new conversation, you are wasting your time. No matter your conversation, no matter your discussion, no matter your, your awareness campaign, let us create awareness. Let us stop the bill. You stop the bill. Then we go through the back door and enact it, because you know why? There are more in the House. There are more of them in the House of Assembly. There are more of them in the House of Senate. So you cannot stop them. And then even the Speaker of the House that was trying to stop it, but even when the nays didn't have it, he said the nays have it. At the end of the day, you know they love money, and they know that they love money. That Carlos, that deputy speaker, they're going to give him money, and he's going to accept the money they give him. And once he accepts the money they give him, they will pass the bill. They will not tell you, no, the bill doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean that they are going to force you to believe in Islam. They will tell you it is only those that are Muslims that the Sharia law will affect. It will not affect you if you are a Christian. They will not come to your own community. They will only be in their community. They will have community in your village. And then they will now be passing law in your own village. Hello? Are you listening to me? They will have community in your village. They will be passing law in your village. There were some people in my room before they've left. Please, you can come back. I'll bring you in. Yeah, Nathaniel, I can see you. They will not come to your own community. Okay. Mute yourself. Mute your device. Mute that device with which you are listening. Okay, I want to hear you. What's your contribution? Nathaniel, can you hear me?
Yeah, good evening, my fellow. Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
All right, yeah, go ahead. We can hear you. Make your own submission.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Make your submission.
Yeah, I'm making my submission quite all right. And I listened very carefully to what the young man was saying. And he actually said the truth and nothing but the truth. Because to be honest with you, he has a large experience. He has actually studied the game plan is being played all the foreign countries, their interest in Nigeria. Because to be honest with you, you will see that the bill which they are trying to enact in the House, yeah, they are not going to stop at nothing, and they are going to make sure that bill actually come to play even before the Tinubu's administration goes out. They've got sponsors. They've got people that are actually behind them, sponsoring those bills and their moves. So the foreign countries actually will not be left out of this because of their particular interests, which he actually pinpointed. Most of the resources Nigerian had, which we all know, not just only the crude oil per se, but I have sometimes questioned and done some kind of visibility studies about how most of these European countries survive. I've actually looked at UK, for example. I cannot actually pinpoint what is their natural resources. I cannot actually pinpoint what is their source of
Income.
economic viabilities. And
Yeah.
I have at last I discovered that most of these countries derive their source of livelihood and income from the African countries. And they will not stop
Yes.
at nothing, especially Nigeria. God has actually blessed that country, irrespective of the fact that we call ourselves the zoo. Yeah. But then the most important thing is the center can no longer hold.
Mm.
There is nothing that can make the center hold. The Hausa core Hausa man is not happy when he sees a Fulani man.
Mm.
The Yoruba man is not happy when he sees somebody from the Kwara, especially they are
Mm.
all Yorubas, but they are not happy
Mm.
when they see people from the Kwara because they tend to remember the conquest. And they see that those
Mm.
people within that area of the Kwara had already been conquered and they are using them against the core Yorubas. So the
Yes.
same thing is what has also been planted within the Biafran region. They have implanted this sort of hatred within the South-South zone against those within in the southeastern zone. They see us within the eastern southeast as if we are not brothers, but we have nothing. We have nothing that has separated us from the regional plannings, which had already been in place in the long run. So, in this alliance that is upcoming, I am going to. I know this prime minister, with due respect, he has all it takes. He has all the experience. He has the people who are giving him all the intelligence which is required. But I want to suggest to the prime minister, this is the time we have to seek alliance with the core Hausas. We have to start looking for the core indigenous Hausas, not the Fulanis this time. Because if we have to succeed um, come December 2nd after um, the inauguration
Mm.
of the Biafra Republic, we need an alliance. And this alliance, I will tell you honestly, we have to get the core Hausas because the Hausas themselves need liberation. They need
Mm-hmm.
to they need to take away the core Fulanis from their system. They are not happy. Sometimes you tell them they are Hausa Fulani. The real Hausa man will tell you he is not a Fulani. You shouldn't call him a
Mm.
Fulani, that he's not a Fulani.
Mm.
He's not happy of the conquest. He's not happy. They are not happy of the conquest itself, how they have taken over their land, how they have come to rule over them, and at the same time taking them away from their land. The reason why the Hausa man doesn't have a core alliance right now is because they have been overwhelmed. There is
Mm.
no way they can come up somehow to say they are building a separate entity to hold themselves together. So this is the time we have to be looking out for the core Hausas. Actually, they want this fight. They want Biafra. I have seen a lot of them. I have had discussions with some of them. They are happy with what is coming up in Biafra now. So many of them are
Mm.
happy. Some are speaking to me. How can we have an alliance? How can they have an alliance? How can they help? How can they be part of it? That when this thing comes up, they are going to um, bring up their own people to fight against the
Mm.
Fulanis. So if the prime minister will look into that direction and look out for people who can converse with the core houses. I bet you, my brother, when we kick off December 2nd, we are going to have that at the bottom of our heart, that we've got an alliance, people who are ready to fight that cause from the other end. Then our brothers, like I rightly said in one of your programs before, I said this is the time also we have to go backward and looking toward bringing our brothers in the South.
Mm.
I'm not seeing a lot of them, though they are in the map, they are in the roadmap. Everybody, none of them has disagreed with what is happening because they actually wanted it. None of them are looking out for a way to go out from the contraption. They want to go out from the contraption, but who is bringing the idea? So a lot of them are in support of what our Prime Minister is doing, but the voice is still silent. We need people, indigenous people, with the language, with the dialect. Let them use the dialect, the local dialect, to go down in all these region to make sure that this information goes down, to every Biafran citizens, and not forgetting what I have said earlier, the northern Nigerian, the Hausa itself. So when this is done, I assure you, 100%, we are coming out strong and alive. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. I know my boss in the Ministry of Information is here, and I welcome him. Very, very important. He's here. Yes, I want you to respond. I wanted to say a bit, but I know you have a more sophisticated way of responding to that. So just go ahead, my Minister of Communication. I wanted to say a bit, but just say something. Then I will add oil to what you say.
They were my minister. I beg no be sophisticated weapon I carry come. Make people no run from over studio. They no run come over studio. Say I don't carry sophisticated weapon. God to God do fire. I salute to my minister, Jerry. I salute all my honorables and corporates in the house who are in the studio with us, and all Biafrans watching, and every honorables out there also watching, those that are doing one thing and another in one way or another to make sure this government has a success. Yes, my brother Nathaniel, thank you for your input. But you see, the outsiders that you're talking about, that you, first and foremost, are you a Biafran?
I'm a Biafran.
Okay. And have you followed the Biafran government keenly? Because there are some points you made that shows that you have not followed the Biafran government keenly. Because if you followed keenly, you wouldn't be using the word the people in the South are not keen in. Because when you know that you have 40 states of Biafra, these states were not created by the Prime Minister. It is the indigenous people of all the 40 states of Biafra that came together with consultations and came about the boundary commissions and came about these states being part of Biafra, talking to their fathers and their mothers and their grandfathers who had been before them, knowing their root, and then coming to the acknowledgement that they are all in one Biafra. So that we need to debunk so that people will not take that narrative that the people in the South Side, as one Nigeria has acclaimed their names to be, that they are not of the know of what is happening. No, they are off. They are off. And the person that is even speaking to you, I may be from Upper Kogi or Lower Kogi. You may not even know. Minister Ajare may be from Delta or Calabari. You don't even know. So when you say we are not killing, it's a slap to the people that are actually working they that made up the 40 state of Biafra, and they wouldn't take it from you. So they are all in it. Yes, the government incorporate of all the 40 states of Biafra. And when you made a point of going to seek allegiance with the Hausa people, you shouldn't be so concerned about looking for those inside Nigeria now to go and make allegiances. What you need is international recognition. You have already gotten the mandate of your people. When you are going for independence, or the powers that you have as a government in exile is deposited in one, the consent of the people that you are fighting for, which is the 100% of Biafran that have already given us the vote through the referendum. We've gotten that. The next is international recognition from international countries. And we need not have every state or nations or countries to support us. We need few that will put their hands on the paper, and then things are moving. Like when you saw that what Nigeria brought a tactics of importing terrorists to Biafra land in the name of bringing internally displaced people from the area where one Nigerian terrorists have ravaged and destroyed. They were not actually going to bring internally displaced persons. They were actually going to bring human shields, terrorists, that they will come and then start taking their ground small, small, small. Just like they came with Ruga, they will enter, they take the lands. In the midnight, when you and I have gone to do buying and selling, listen, we the Biafran people, we are very good at commerce. In the daytime, we will go and do buying and selling, struggle, and then make ends meet. We come back in the night, we are tired. We want to relax and sleep. We don't go and look for somebody's trouble. But that is when the Fulani terrorists that you gave land will wake up in the night and start going around to slaughter people. When you wake up in the morning, you see that babies have been slaughtered, children have been slaughtered, and everybody have been slaughtered, which is what necessitated the existence of Eastern Security Network, which because of that, so that we can protect our women and children from being slaughtered, they decided to kidnap Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And now, surprisingly, we have a government, and we're not just working now with mere mouth, we are working with the armed wing of the Biafran Defense Forces. So you don't go and look for people that you know you have endangered species inside of them. And their lands have already been taken over, and they are even crying and telling you that the Fulanis have taken you over. Which Hausa man will you go and start telling him, come and stand with me now? That you will know that it's a real Hausa man. 95% of the blood has been infiltrated by Fulani terrorists. The takeover of the Lauren Empire and the takeover of the part of the north, where you have Sultan, who are the ones in charge? It's the Fulanis. Those people are vulnerable. They are crying. It is when Biafra stands and restored that you will now start looking for those that are coming to seek your help, and then you give them helping hands. It is not now that your hand and your house is on fire. Instead of you to quench your house fire first, you want to go and start looking for people to start helping. No, it is not time for that. Secure our women and children first, our men and babies, protect Biafra land first, restore Biafra. After then, we will look into neighborhood allegiances that we see that are too vulnerable. But first of all, our good cannot kill us again. During 1966 to 70s, it was because of our good that killed us. The coup of January 15, 1966 was not to save us, the Ndi Igbos, or to save us, the Biafran people. No. It was to save the Yoruba people and the Middle Beltans. Listen very well, we were not endangered before that time. The people that were so severely endangered before that time was the Yoruba people and the Middle Beltans, which they were slaughtering them on daily basis. But the gallant men of our extract and some few of the Yoruba extract and even some of the Northern extract, they came together to say, let us make sure we carry out a coup to stop this thing. But along the line, since they saw that the goodness and mercy of the Biafran people that were in the military of one Nigeria have been seen in overmuch manner, they decided to turn the barrel of gun to the Biafran people, and then we then became vulnerable because of what? Our good that we were putting first the problems of other people in our own hands. So they now decided to capitalize on that to turn the barrel of gun to us. So in this very dispensation, secure your family first. Protect your women and children first. After you have done that and shield them very well, we will look for people that are seeking for our help.
You have a point. You have a point in that. So I totally agree with you in that regard. You have a good point here. So I totally agree with you on that point. And we also have the same history. But looking at the way of trying to see how
we can do it without them. Please, We can do it without them. We can do it without any other
Yeah,
tribe
of
in one
course.
Nigeria. Look at what is happening in
Of
Nigeria
course.
now.
Of course. Yeah.
It's only the Biafran government that is keeping the lifespan of Nigeria. If we quench
Of
our fire
course.
today, everybody in Nigeria will be by. That is
Of
the only
course.
thing
You're
keeping
right.
Nigeria to be alive. That is why they have not even struck yet. You can imagine what is
Yes.
happening today. Children of under age of from 9, 10, 11, 12, 15, they take them to court. They have locked them in detention for over 94 days.
Mm.
And
You're
nobody
right.
has said anything about it.
They're,
The Senate did
they're
not
looking
speak
like
about it.
they're looking like a ghost of themselves. Look at them.
You're
Malnourished
right.
with
Now,
Lukashenko.
one thing you should
Yeah,
understand
those
is
who
that
took part during the past,
these are
the
children
last
that their
protest.
parents have already been slaughtered by Fulani terrorists. These are children that their parents have been slaughtered by Fulani terrorists already. They are helpless. When they heard of the protest, they saw it as a very easy way to speak to the government so that they can hear them, that they don't have a place to stay. So coming to the street now to come and start speaking, they now added more sorrow to them. How can you arrest children of age 9 to 15 and then you lock them up for over 94 days and then you're charging them with treason? And you're telling me that they are trying to overthrow the government. Children of 9, 10 to 15.
You can imagine how many of them that have died already in that their detention camp. How many of them that must
During
have
the
died?
protest, they shot some of them dead now. They killed some of them during the protest. So these are just the remnants that have survived. Now, Nigerian government get mine, no? How can you even get mine to detain a minor for over 94 days? And if there are no eyewitnesses to speak of this, like a very dark man that was there to say, these children, they slept in the same cell with me. In the same cell with me. He said, I woke up and saw these children in the same cell with me. I was like asking, what is happening that I now see minors inside the same cell with me? I started asking them questions. These children started telling him everything. Is this a country that people should speak of? I hear they say their international reputation has been dampened. They did not think of what it means to destroy humanity. Children, if you are putting me as an adult, it's even good now, but you're talking of a baby of from 9, 8 to 15. Too bad. Now, I don't become emotional or make I find water drink.
Thank you, Mazi. And then what I wanted to add to what Mazi Nathaniel was saying is that, look, we don't go after these people. The truth is that as our prime minister is now, if there's anybody that needs redemption, now we have paved the way for freedom. We are not looking for anybody within the zoo to be able to align with them. It is people that want to be free that should key in onto us and find their salvation through us. Because we know that within the endangered species in the zoo, those that have been infiltrated, there are few among them that need salvation. That is why when the Bible says that the name of the Lord is a strong tower, the righteous will run into it and they are saved. In like manner, the name of Biafra is the strong tower now that anybody that wants salvation must run into this tower to be saved. Now, those that have their businesses that are from those areas and they need salvation. Now we have what we call the IOU loan. We say it now. Some people say, hey, you're looking for money. Now you sabi, the only place you can put your resources now and save it is either you put it into Biafra coin because Nigeria is dead. You know, we have a lifesaver for them. If you be Hausa man, you know that your business will collapse and crumble. You want to save your money that is in Naira that have already died. You can save it in Biafra coin. You can save it in our IOU loan. Yes, you put it in our IOU loan. Then when Nigeria have been fully defeated and buried, you will have it back. We not go chop your money, but you live on for that Nigeria. Not Nigeria. They will not only ruin you, they will buy you and they will buy your money. So the only place you will save your resources for your unborn children or for the children that are those of them that will still survive after everything is either you put it in IOU loan or you put it in Biafra coin. Anywhere you put it in the zoo, you invest it in estate, you invest it in this, I'm telling you, everything will crumble. The video I showed recently, of which the video is still there on my Prime Minister's Twitter handle, the guy that interviewed the northern guy, that northern Christian that invited Fulani men to help him work in Abuja, he's a northerner. But because he was a Christian, and the fact is that if you are a Christian living in the north, what they are doing now is that they are systematically taking out the Christians that are well-to-do. Or even if you are a Muslim and you are not Fulani and you don't align with their own system and you are well-to-do, they are strategically collecting their data and then they are strategically deleting them. And when they are deleting you,
My minister,
if by chance,
let them know that these children that they arraign in court and detained for over 94 days, that they are not Fulani children.
okay,
They are not Fulani children. Let them know, because if they were Fulani children, they would not be there. These are non-Fulani
They will not
children.
be there.
non-Fulani, northerners, but non-Fulani.
They will not be there.
You understand?
And these children,
So if you are
these children could be children that these children could be children that were just raided during the time of that protest, because I could remember during the time of that protest, a lot of children came out on the streets. Some were carrying different flags, and I think they said they were carrying the Russian flags and so on and so forth. So the main people that were seen within that period had gone, but these ones were just the people they could just lay hold on, and they picked all of them, took all of them and kept them inside. They're not even in the main prison. They've not been tried. Some are still in the police cell. Some are still in some police cell. Most of them have not gone to the prison. Very few of them they will gather together and tried and are still going to court are those that were kept on their waiting trial. While some of them were still kept in some of the police, what do you call it, the police custody. So not all of them had been fully tried or in the process of still going to court. Just very few of those that had been selectively taken out were those that have said that these ones are to be tried on treasonable felony. You see, so under United Nations Act, it is criminal offense to keep children who are minors in custody. So I think whatever they think they are doing, they don't know they are still nailing themselves to the ground. So eventually, when all these things will come up, United Nations will actually have room to say, Nigeria, we told you. Nnamdi Kanu was held even after the court had said discharge him. You still held him. So many other Biafran agitators that have been held in different captivity camps. Many of them had been discharged by court, but yet they are still holding them. So why are they still keeping these people? So they are going against the fundamental right of those individuals that have been held in every of these custodies. Now they are adding up these children. By the time that video will now go fully viral and submitted into the table of the United Nations, I'm telling you, this is still going to be another indictment against Nigeria. So they keep nailing themselves and they keep haunting themselves. So
how do they
let
care?
them keep on. Let them keep on.
Yeah. The fact is that they don't care. And the one that concerns us, and which is the reason why I'm here tonight, is why are we in a hurry? Why is our Prime Minister in a hurry to make sure that we redeclare Biafra and we move out completely of the zoo? Because you see, I have established it and I want to get the opinion of my boss, my senior minister here right now. Why must we be in a hurry to make sure we don't delay? Because some people will say, hey, there's a way it is being done. We have to wait for people to approve it. United Nations must approve it. United Nations must do this. But we have a date and we are moving very fast. We have a referendum that the numbers required, we have even surpassed, and we are moving with speed. Please, my senior minister, why can you explain to us why our PM is not slowing down and is moving with such a speed and is in a hurry to make sure that this thing will finish quick so that we'll enter Biafra? Because Look at the bait they have put before us. They put Mazi Nnamdi Kanu as a bait. You must wait. They want us to wait for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to be released. Someone say, you are not talking about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu release. You are talking about this declaration of Biafra. Must you declare Biafra without Mazi Nnamdi Kanu release? Because they thought we are morons and fools. We must wait for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu before declaration. Can you tell them to understand the reason why we cannot wait? And we are, if I think there's a way to even push it closer, we will put, okay, my minister don't come up. I wanted him to give his opinion. So if there is any need for us to even declare it, like our prime minister said, there is a video of a dog that our prime minister posted there. The dog that was going round and round. Let me see if I can, even we don't need audio in that video. I'll bring it so that you know. Once you are targeting, you target your time, target it. Once you know you are ready, you move. So, my minister, please, if you have something to say, say it while I bring that video of this this very smart animal that knows that time is of essence. And when you have the time to take that action, you don't need to wait anymore. You will just move. That is why we are in a hurry. Pastor, if you have something to say on that, the reason why we are in a hurry, and we're not slowing
Yes,
down.
my minister, we definitely have every antidote for every poison that one Nigeria has planted for long now. Number one is that it is long overdue for us to allow Nigerian terrorist government to continue to massacre and destroy lives and properties before we come and say, oh, it is time. No. So the Prime Minister understands all this, that Biafrans have been slaughtered enough. So it was long overdue to have declared the restoration of that independence which our eternal leader, General Ojukwu, did before. So it is long overdue, because if you now check, since the end of the genocidal war, where you had of the 3R, restitution, reconciliation, and reconstruction, you have not seen those 3Rs playing out. That is one failure. So that is one. Then since then, they deceive our eternal leader that he should come and join Nigerian political party. He should come and contest election, and that they will make him to be president as a way of reassuring Biafrans after our lost territory to them, or after our lost quest of the restoration of independence to them. They made our eternal leader to run for election for 3 times. I want to ask people, how many tenures do they have, and how many years of tenure is done in Nigerian presidential seat? It is 4 years, right? And then they made him to contest for 3 times. So that is first 4 years, second 4 years, the third one. How many years is that? 12 years. God.
12 years.
With that 12 years now, he turned to have used to reassure Biafrans that there is hope for reintegration, reconstruction, and restitution. He continued and was even advising us that it would, but Nigerian terrorist government was using him to play game. That is why when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu came, the first thing he told you is that if you trust any politician, you are done with. If you trust anything, one Nigeria going through their political terrain, you are done with. And that is why any politician, whether of our own extract or any other extract in one Nigeria, that is coming out to say Nigerian government is evil, Nigerian government is a murderer, Nigerian government is doing that, but yet you are part and parcel of the political class, there is no how you can make headway, because you can't be part of a system while you now tend to do what? To castigate the same system. It not go work now. For example, now look at us in the Biafran government. How will we bring the nakedness and the secret of Biafran government to come and expose you in the media and tell you then we will still come back and claim that we are ministers and part and parcel of the Biafran government. Are we working to uphold the Biafran government, to the progress of Biafran government, or we are working to downgrade and denigrate the progress of the Biafran government? So there is no how a politician coming to tell you what Nigeria is all about that will make a difference while he is still in the system. So when you now check down till 2021, the necessity that brought about the formation of ESN through Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, you saw that this Islamic jihadist invasion of Woodman and Fodio conquest was on a very high level. Dead bodies of our women and children and men and babies were littered in the bushes when they went to cultivate and to harvest their crops and to even fetch firewood. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu called on the leaders that we have in our east and told them, let us set up a security network to curtail the menace of these terrorists. Before this time, Omotekun has already been formed by the Western governors. And what did our own governors tell us and our leaders? They said that we don't know anything. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu doesn't know anything. He is in far abroad and he wants to come and direct them on how to decide and to rule the Nigerian political system in the East. That he should focus on where he is. He's not here. He doesn't have anything. The massacre continued until when MNK said enough is enough. We have to unveil our security network. We unveiled. This was also a reason to this question that you asked, because it was long overdue. Then they did all they could and saw that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu had come to curtail the emergence of the rapid jihadist invasion conquest with that emergence of ESN. They now say they must cut Mazi Nnamdi Kanu off. That is why they kidnapped him. They brought him to Nigeria so that they will now scatter the ESN, and then the Ruga and the jihadist war will now still continue. But God gave us the Obatobie, the great finisher. He came to finish, he came to conquer, and he has conquered them. That is why every media house that you're hearing now, they are shouting Simon. If they don't talk Simon Ekpa, the news will not trend, the news will not be complete.
I'm telling you.
About Biafra. And even the National Assembly and the State House of Assembly, the Senate, everywhere, they must talk and call Simon. They must discuss Biafra, internationally, nationally, and otherwise. And God is exposing the atrocities every day. So when the Prime Minister is speeding up and using gear 20 instead of using gear 19 or gear 14, he's doing the right thing because it is long overdue.
Yeah.
It is because how far the people that we had before working with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu had sold out our Biafra restoration. Wherever Mazi Nnamdi Kanu had wanted to take a bold step, they will quench the fire. They will draw him back, draw him back, draw him back. So he was
they'll tell him
okay. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was now becoming a caricature to the politicians because he would come and announce a boycott of election before the time, and after he will come and say he call it off because these morons, these criminals have come to collect money and then come back to convince Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And then things will come and turn around. It was now becoming a kind of unserious issue. That's why some of them actually were calling us Facebook, YouTube, social media country. Because when we took decision before, we did not stand on it to the very end. But since the Prime Minister came, when he said no election in Anambra, that was the beginning of it to the end. When we said no 2023 election, that was the beginning of it to the end. And every state at home that we've enacted, it has stood to the end. Now, coming down to why is our Prime Minister increasing that tempo and advancing on the highest gear now? You see this thing that happened today where children have been arraigned in court and they have been detained for 94 days. And they are now charging them with terrorism and overthrow of a government of a country. This is a very big crime that one Nigeria has committed that they don't know. It is one of these things now that will make the Prime Minister to press the highest button that he wanted to have pressed till December. He will press this button this very week. Yes. Because there are things that you do that you're not supposed to do. Biafrans have been slaughtered and massacred, Now, the Prime Minister have put everything in place, all the template and all the arms of government are there. And international engagement on political and diplomatic is ongoing through the lobbies, offices, and going to everywhere. You can see the work of the Prime Minister and the Biafran government. So what is left for us to see? And there is a very big package that is going to happen in the convention in Finland. I pray that God give all of us that are in Africa the visa to be there in time and to watch from beginning to the end, because it's going to be a big bomb, I tell you. So a lot is going to happen. So what people could not do in 15 years past is what the Prime Minister is doing in 3 years. In 3 years. In
Yes.
3 years. That is why he has every reason to press on the highest speed that people have not pressed before. Yes, he should press. So you can't do something the same way that others have done for many years and you expect to get a different result.
Not possible.
So he has to press on a gear that people have not pressed before, activate buttons that they have not activated before, use a pattern and style that they have not used before, combine multi-dimensional approaches. So if you're using multi-dimensional approaches whereby you are dancing and then smiling, Zoo Nigeria are going into confusion. Before they sleep and wake up, they hear one bomb in Enugu. They would think that it is only Enugu. They start running to Enugu. You now distract them. You go to Delta. They will start going to Delta. You distract them. You come to Obinze. They will come to Obinze. You distract them. Go to Atabon. then the thing is not finishing there. As that one is happening there, then you are now touching the diplomatic and the political buttons here in abroad. Touching them. So anything you do in the homeland, you are putting it open to the international bodies and say this is how far we are going to delegitimize the existence of these terrorists in Biafra land. And people are seeing it. So my brother, the Prime Minister has every right to activate every button. Because the video you played before, that the Islamic jihadist conquest, invasion, and for them to press the button is long overdue. So as their button is long overdue because the Biafran people have truncated their button long time. So it is of essence that the Prime Minister press the highest speed now so that it will crash everything. See, if we don't press that button now, if Prime Minister don't exercise on this gear that he's using now, I tell you that you wouldn't even see these children that they are in court for you to see. They would have killed these children and say that they died of one disease. How many times have you seen that they say children are dying of diseases in the far north? Have they told you what caused the disease? They have not told you. They kill some of these children and they come back and tell you they die of diseases. These are children that they kidnap like this and arrest like this and lock them up. They come back and say they die of diseases. Some they use them as testing species for new vaccines that the West will do. They use chemical to test on them because they don't have somebody to speak for them. This is how far and the reason why we must press this button. Thank you, my minister.
Wow, thank you so much. Thank you so much. So I thank Biafrans that joined us today, and I believe the message has been passed across actually, because the reason why I actually came is to let you know that no matter their determination to bring about their Islamic State. I thank you, Nathaniel. Thank you for joining us. I don't know if you have a closing remark. You can bring it now because I'm going to close. We're going to close it now. And no matter their determination to bring their Islamic states to Nigeria, we don't care. We have already severed our ties with Nigeria. And the evidence is showing because the government of Biafra in exile is active. The de facto government in homeland is active. And with our referendum that has been conducted and is still ongoing until this very month. This very month is the last time for this referendum, the vote, until this month and before the result is called. the zoo, they know that their time is almost up. So, and we don't care about them anymore because every necessary step we are taking for Biafra to be actualized, we are taking them without any further delay. Why? Because the more and the earlier we take it, the quicker our redemption. And I'm telling you, there's no way they will do anything to Biafrans anymore. Even Mazin Nnamdi Kanu, nothing will happen to him as long as we are able to take this quick decision. Because every delay tactics they are doing for us to wait for them to release Mazin Nnamdi Kanu, we have caught them. We know that it's a bait, and we didn't allow that bait to hold us. That's it. So Nathaniel, okay, like you are leaving. Okay, and if you can give us a closing remark, fine. Otherwise, I will allow my boss to give me his closing remark. Okay, Nathaniel, give us a closing remark before my boss will give us his own closing remark. I will call it a night. Nathaniel, I don't know if you heard me. Maybe he has disconnected.
Having network issues. I think he's having network issues.
Yeah. Madison, I don't know, except if
can you hear me now?
Okay, I can hear you. If Madison, if you have other topic you want us to add on, otherwise we can call it a night. Tomorrow is going to be a long day.
I say tomorrow is another day because it's already past 11 there.
Yeah.
Daniel, go ahead.
Yeah, of course. And it's past 11 here too. So thank you, Barawa Soni, the minister, and thank you, Pastor Van Van Vam. I so much appreciate the way Mazi Soni actually made me to understand the lines, and I was also going through from comments, seeing that it was my own personal opinion, but it's like our people said no, let's be on our own. So we have to be on our own and fight the struggle on our own. And when time comes, let them be looking forward to see us coming to have any alliance with the Biafran government. So with that, I have nothing to say other than as well to encourage our brothers and sisters, especially those who are in diaspora here, to try on time. I'm making every effort as well to see how I can. I will be there in Finland by the special grace of God. I said it the other time. I'm coming with some group of our brothers from those from Kogi and so, whom I have here. Who so many of them are happy to be part of us there too. So I encourage us to do that on time, and by the grace of God, we shall all meet very soon this month in Finland. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. That would be nice to have them as delegates also. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful night.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Mazi Sani, you have the microphone.
Thank you, Mwachineke. Please, Mazi Nathaniel, bring your brothers from the Kogi side. Let them come and pen their document on the declaration article of Biafra so that it will be in history. Thank you to everyone. Tomorrow is our mega fundraising. When you look at the milestone that this very Biafran government has achieved or brought to limelight, you will just go back and then be smiling. That is why the Prime Minister is always smiling. Yes, because within 3 years, the level and the landscape he has covered is unimaginable, unbelievable. I can't open my mouth and say, all these things achieved in 3 years? Some are not even up to 3 years. Some are done in months. Some are done in months. This is somebody they said was a COVID-19 agitator. A COVID-19 agitator has come to surpass people that were around since the time of Abacha.
I'm telling you.
Hey, God, thank you. Thank you for making us to be amongst the people that are seeing the restoration of this Biafra under our Prime Minister. It is one thing to have a template, and it is one thing to have people that are willing to support and push the template to go. So I want to say a very big thank you to all Biafrans, most especially the cabinet members of the Biafran government, both home and in de facto, both home and in exile. Yes, you are all doing us proud. And those that are making sure they are offering their tithe and offering of $1 going to $10,000, $20,000 are coming out in the IOU loan, in the raffle draw, in the monthly liberation tax and daily and weekly and a 2 weeks or 2 month liberation tax. Everything that you're doing, if you have also invested in the Biafran coin and you are staking, you are not just staking to make earnings. As you are staking, you are helping the government. Yes. If you have also bought one or two materials from the Biafran shop, you are doing us proud. If you have also purchased your jersey from Biafra Sport website, you are doing us proud. Anything that you have done and where you have put your money to support this Biafra liberation, you are doing the government proud, and you're making the Prime Minister to be more successful day in, day out. So as we enter tomorrow being our mega fundraising, and also on Sunday being a town hall meeting in Asia and Middle East, please come with all that God has given you, because Biafra is here. We said from January that the convention is in November 29 to 3rd December. Now we are in November, so we are already in the convention.
Yes.
We are already in the convention. Today is 1st November. So we have just how many days? 28 days to start the convention. So please, and please, it is not like will it come? Has it come? Or when is it going to come? That is how they asked the question when we had the one last year. This is how they will be asking the question this year. And they will see us in Lati, Finland again. Our Prime Minister will dance that miraculous dance again, and you will see him. He will do the wonders again. Oh, Chineke, God of Biafra. God of Biafra, you're too much for using our Obatobie to do the finishing work.
Honestly.
Who could ever imagine that the National Assembly of Nigeria will sit down and then carry Biafra, put on the table and discuss for over 3 days, and they will be shouting Simon Ekpa everywhere, Simon Ekpa everywhere, Simon Ekpa everywhere. When they kidnapped Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, or before the plan of the kidnap, they did not come to House of Assembly and National Assembly to discuss and to talk for all of you to hear. After Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped, now tortured, and they killed him, and then he passed out, and then he came back alive. They brought him to Nigeria. Simon Ekpa has prepared Akamu for them, and then they drowned the Akamu, and they are all vomiting inside the National Assembly. Imagine that they now put Simon Ekpa and Biafra on the table, and they are shouting, Simon Ekpa, Mr. Speaker, Mr. Senate President, if we don't do something, this Simon Ekpa will end up convincing every Nigerian to turn their back on Nigerian government. They will devaluate the existence of the government. Mr. Speaker, we have to do something. Mr. Senate President, we have to do something. Senator Kwabio will say, point of order, Mr. Speaker. It is not enough that all of you will come to the Senate, come to Abuja, collect votes, collect your salary, and then you go back to your constituency, and then you still go back and sit at home and obey Simon Ekpa. At times, when I listen to Babio, I say, this Babio, na idiot.
I'm telling you. You see, the way Akpabio go rush seek asylum for Biafra, also because when this thing will happen, some of them will still be in Abuja, and by the time it will be declared, that's when Akpabio will remember that his village is inside Biafra.
All these idiots, they make me laugh. and they are doing this Fulanis shake in the National Assembly. And Kalu is doing the another shake in the other side. They will bring one bill to promote Sharia. Ekpa will clamp down on the bill. Kalu also will clamp down on the bill. When I look at this now, I just laugh and say, what kind of people?
It was very obvious that the years have it. For Krokoro, he said the males have it. They don't like a gum. Drama in the zoo drama.
When I watched that one finish, I say, yes, with this one alone, Fulanis will now know the reason why Tinubu made a mistake of putting Kalu there and putting Ekpa there. That means Tinubu actually came to come and show them pepper. And the pepper is peppering everywhere.
I'm telling you.
Biafran people, we appreciate all of you, please. It is not over until it is over.
Yeah.
Look at Israel. Israel have been fighting existential terrorists for years. The children of Israel that are here today fighting these present terrorists of Hamas that have grown to become big men were not alive when the inimical threat started in Israel. It was a age-long matter. And they were preparing ahead, planning ahead. But in this very day, the children of today are the ones fighting.
Yes.
So, our children will continue to defend Biafra even after we have restored Biafra, because terrorists that are inimical to us will not stop trying to emerge.
No.
So, Biafran people, for now, we say thank you for being part and parcel of this, our outing. And remember to be part and parcel of our fundraising tomorrow. Thank you, my Minister Ajare, for hosting us. They will from here.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. All right. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for joining us tonight. See you all tomorrow. Good night, everyone. Catch your phone.